All right, class. We're gonna take it back just a little bit. I see a lot of people have a little confusion between onomatopoeia and alliteration. So I'm gonna bring it back just one slide, so we can review on onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is the sound of the action it's referring to. So is anybody into comic books or superheroes? Yeah? Alright, so back in my time, comics were the biggest thing. And so when we would see like a superhero like Batman punch like the Joker, it would say pow or bang, just so you know when we read it, it was saying that it already did that action. Alright? An alliteration is the consonant sound of the beginning of a word. So for my example here, I said, she sells seashells by the seashore. The consonant sound that it's referring to is that S. Can anybody give me an example of an alliteration? Ms. Phifer?
The baker bakes bread in the bakery.
Okay. I got a challenge for you. Can you say that 3 times fast?
The baker bakes bread in the bakery.
One more time.
The baker bakes bread in the bakery.
One more time.
The baker bakes bread in the bakery.
See, yeah, alliterations are supposed to be fun, and you know, and that it was a great example of alliteration. So we're gonna let you guys go back into your worksheet. Hopefully that broke it down just a little bit more. And so before we move on to the next topic.
Alliteration?
Yeah, there you go. Here's your example.
Can we swell and dwell? Or chiming
China.
and rhyming?
That's an example of a That was good. Good job.
Doesn't it?
Good job. All right. The next topic we're going to talk about is personification. Personification. Does anybody know what personification is? You have an idea of personification? Okay. So personification, is giving human qualities to inanimate objects or animals. So, like, for example, I would say the pen danced across the paper. Of course, a pen can't dance, but we're saying he wrote so well that it just flowed. All right. Another example is the sun played hide and seek with the clouds. Of course, the sun can't move around and go hide behind a cloud, but it's saying that the clouds are moving and the sun was hiding behind the clouds. You think you can give me an example of personification?
The mouse walked across the floor as light as a feather.
That was good. That's good. All right. Hyperbole is an over-exaggeration. So, like, if I was gonna say, my head is killing me because I have a headache, the headache's not gonna kill me, but I'm being over dramatic. Or like, for example, the suitcase weighs a ton. A suitcase can't weigh a ton unless you put a bunch of clothes in it. Or she's as heavy as an elephant. Don't use that as an example. So don't say that to a young lady, but it's a good example of hyperbole. Can you give me an example of hyperbole?
She's a million miles away.
That's good. That's a good one. All right. So I'm gonna give you one more worksheet. No, I'm gonna let you finish this one because this one has personification, and then we're gonna go over this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me see what you have for the alliteration.
How they tinkle, tinkle, tinkle.
All right. It's what is the consonant sound that's being used?
T.
All right. Give me another example.
To the tintibulation.
Okay.
That so musically well.
That's good. He's also using that. He's also using that T. Okay. All right. Give me one example of your personifications.
A turtle dove that listens while she goes.
Yeah. And onomatopoeia.
The rhyming and chiming of the bell.
That is great. All right. We only got one more worksheet to do today, and it's on hyperbole. There you go, right there. Let me know if you have any questions.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, our answers be very different, but let me hear what you said for onomatopoeia for a very pretty girl.
That pretty girl is the most beautiful girl in the world.
It's a good one. Let me hear one for your fast computer.
My computer is as fast as a NASCAR.
Okay. And have you groceries?
Those groceries weigh a ton.
And a long line.
This long line has 1 billion people in it.
See, these are great examples of groceries. All right, before we leave today, on the back. All right. Okay, Ms. Phifer, can you tell us about our lesson today? What was our lesson focus?
Poetry, song, hyperbole, onomatopoeia, simile, and metaphor.
Good job. Our lesson standard for today was to demonstrate the understanding of figurative language, word relationships, and word meanings. All right. The rest of this we're going to go throughout the whole unit. Why do you think poetry is important?
Because we use it on a daily basis. When we talk to other people, when we're reading a book or something, or when we are singing, something like that.
Okay. Right now we're going to transition into a game. We're going to play Name That Figurative Language.
Okay.
All right? So I'm going to pass you out these little cards.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. How this is gonna work is I'm gonna call out a phrase and you tell me which one it is. All right?
Yes, sir.
The sheep went by.
I don't know what
That is correct. Good job. Batman went pow.
I don't know what
Good job again. The pen danced across the paper.
personification.
Okay, good job. She sails by the seashore. Alliteration. That is correct. The boy was an Indian. That is an example of a metaphor. All right. The cat talked so loudly that we heard him in the other room. Personification. Can you tell me why, real quick?
Because cats can't talk.
Good job. All right. One more. Let's see if I can think of it. The suitcase weighed a ton.
Burglary.
That's correct. All right. So your exit ticket today is to select one figurative language and write an example. And as you leave, hand it to me. All right? Good job.
Bye, Mr. Brill. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.
All right, have a good one.